Hello there, friend. My name is April San Pedro.
And I'm Nicholas, and welcome to my mama's YouTube channel.
Yeah, hi. So in this video, I want to share with you another travel pouch that I have. Just recently, my family and I had a trip from
Japan.
From my previous videos, I shared a travel journal flip through that we had last year from Singapore and Malaysia. And I was really inspired from that. I didn't overthink on how to decorate my page, and it was one of the most memorable and fun journaling style that I did. And so I was really inspired of that and thought, if I was able to do that the last time, then pretty sure I can do the same thing this time. What I did is I just brought a very handy journal pouch with me. Whenever I feel like bringing it with me, whenever we go, it's just gonna be handy. It's not gonna be bulky, and more so not heavy. Given that I'm having a neck problem at the moment, I am taking into account that I shouldn't bring heavy things, aside of course from the essential things that I need to bring with me every day. Aside from packing light, I also take into account that the family will be very busy going around, or if not, we will be just chatting and catching up because we were together with my sister who lives in Canada and we just met in Japan. So I won't have time to sit down and journal like I used to. So I made sure that the things that I brought with me are just the essentials, or the things that I just need. So our trip was around 10 days, and I know for a fact that we will be moving from one place to another. And if you're a stationery lover, you know that Japan is the land of stationery. It's like another level of Disneyland for stationery lovers, from papers to pens and everything in between. Given that context, I set my mind to pack lightly so that I have more room for my luggage, just in case, I find something interesting, which definitely I would. This is the pouch that I found from my things that suits my need during this trip. So I was looking for a pouch that is not bulky, but at the same time can fit all the things that I need. So like the journal, the pens, and some other things. Unfortunately though, I cannot remember where exactly I got this, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was made by my friend here in Davao, Philippines. And supposedly we're gonna have a collab before, and she was trying to test some of the products, and she had this pouch. And I believe she's not doing this anymore right now, because I got this like really a long time ago. I am so sorry that I cannot link or share where I got this, but I will check if I can find a similar kind in Shopee. So anyway, I wanted to have a flat kind of pouch, which I also have in one layer or in one partition. When I found this, I found it more suitable because I can separate the journals or the papers to the pens and other things, which is quite convenient. Although this one is made of a heavy canvas, so it's a bit thick, there's a little bit of weight from the pouch itself. So if you put more things with it, it's gonna become a bit heavy. Probably around, like right now, it kind of feels like it's weighing around 2 kilos already. So if you add more inside, then it's gonna become more heavy. Now, this is one of the things that I really consider whenever I travel. So I do know that I still want to bring all the things that makes me happy, but at the same time, I need to consider that I have a kid with me. So I am not just bringing my own things, but I need to bring things for my son as well. Plus, since I'm having a neck problem, I really need to think about the things that I need to bring with me so it won't add more to the neck pain that I have right now. And this one really checked all the necessarily things that I need to consider. Okay, let's check what's inside my pouch. Now this one is, I think, around A5 size. So if you're using an A5 journal, I would think Okay, so let's try it out. Okay, so the A5 journal would actually fit. This is a Midori notebook. However, yeah, I think it's gonna be too tight, or it's snug fit. But yeah, you can still fit an A5 journal here. However, if you're using an A5 planner, it's gonna be thicker than this kind of notebook. I don't think it will fit. If it does, it's probably gonna be too tight. So in my case, I did not put my Blanco planner inside, but I still brought it with me separately. Like I mentioned a while ago, this has two partitions. It's pretty much like a one pouch that is stitched together. So in this part, which is actually the front side, is where I place the journals that I brought with me. So all the journals I brought are refills because I know I won't be able to do a lot of journaling. So I just brought the things that I think are necessary to my needs at that time. So what I have here are 3 refills. So I have a 2 regular size traveler's notebook. This one is from the Traveler's Factory or from Midori, the grid pages. I use this one for my ideas and some other things that I need to write down for Artisan Paperie and for the coffee shop Yellow House. So I brought this with me just in case I have something in mind that I want to write right away, but I wasn't able to use this. The next one is this refill, which is from my very own stationery. It's Artisan Paperie Pandagdag 404. Now I am using this as my faith journal. Now, this is the 3rd journal that I have in my pouch. I have a tutorial video on how I made this one. This is an A6 journal. I use a Tomoe River for this one. And this is the journal that I brought with me anywhere we go during that trip. So this part was mostly for the journal. I was thinking of bringing watercolor paper sheets. However, I realized I won't really be having time to paint, and I'd probably rather just sit down and do nothing to rest whenever I have. So I did not bring watercolor paper with me anymore. Now on this part, the second partition, are mostly the non-journal things. So this is where the pens and other things are. So let's remove everything. On this side, it has a small division, so you can still divide your things in between. Now these are the other things that I brought with me. Now first, I brought a watercolor set. This is a 15 palette watercolor, a compact one that I tried to minimize my watercolor palette. So I brought this with me because I was thinking if I just have a little time, I might probably want to do a travel sketching, food sketching, or if not, just probably add some watercolor wash on my page. So that's one reason, but I brought it, it's because it's still light, it's still compact, so just in case that I wanted it. And then since I have a watercolor set, I did not bring watercolor brushes because I have a different style in my mind, which is just gonna be a sketching or like an urban sketching way. So I brought a watercolor brush instead, which is perfect when you're traveling because you don't need a water pot and a lot of brushes. So I have here with me a thick brush just in case I wanna use it for thicker subjects, and a thin one which is still a bit new. So I got 2 water brushes with me, and then I also got a fine liner, which is one of the essential tools that I always bring with me. I always bring 2 different tips. So one is thicker, which is the 0.5, and one is thin, which is 0.3. Just in case I want a bolder lines or I just want small details, then I'll be using the 0.3. Fine liners are very important with me because they are waterproof. So if in case I want to use watercolor with it, with the ink or with the pen, then this is really convenient or just perfect. Another thing is the Pentel Touch, which is also one of my essential pens because I love using this for titles, or if you just want to add extra bold details or lines to your pages, then this already serves like a fine liner because it can create a thin and thick strokes. So I brought this with me just in case I won't be able to bring the fine liners with me. I still have this, especially for the titles. Now, another one that I use for my title is this Faber-Castell Pit Artist pen brush. Basically just a brush pen. I also love using this for titles. Like if not for titles, I use it for like a highlighter, like I add lines. I also use this just to add a little bit of color, so I add geometric patterns on the page. So if I'm not gonna use watercolor for adding colors to my page, then I just have one brush pen that can add color to my page. I also brought this midliner, zebra midliner, which is technically like a highlighter on one end, and the other one is a point tip. Now the color is like a bit peach. I should have brought a different color because they are quite the same, but this was meant to be like a highlighter, but also at the same time to add color to my page. But now I realize they're almost of the same color. Should have brought a different color instead. So anyway, that's those. And then I have a pencil with me, two pencil. This one, my sister found this on her backpack and she just gave it to me. So this was technically not in my pouch in the first place. Now this is the pencil that I brought with me. It's a Mitsubishi Uni. The shade is H. This is a very light shade, very convenient if you want to sketch with pencil first and you don't want a pencil mark on your paper. Funny thing though, I did not bring any sharpener. And then I brought one fountain pen with me. This has a green shade ink. I think it's J or Herbin. I forgot the ink. I only brought one fountain pen with me because I have the intention of buying fountain pen there, which I'll share with you on my next videos. So I just brought one because I know I want to journal using my fountain pen with the ink that I chose. Now another pen that I have with me, it's in my backpack, is the Pilot G-Tech in 0.4. So that is my like everyday pen. So in case like you need to fill in some forms in the airport, that is really the pen that I have with me in my bag, which is not here. So those are the pens that I have, and then here are the extras. So I really like bringing the date stamp with me because I just like having a date that is stamped. And then I brought one just one. I really stopped myself from bringing more clear stamps because I know I won't have enough time. Just gonna make my pouch heavy. So I just brought one alphabet clear stamp just for the titles or for the places that I need to highlight. So I brought this one because it has numbers, so just in case I want to add numbers and all. So this is the clear stamp that I brought with me. I also brought acrylic block so I can use this for the clear stamp. And as for the ink, I wanted to bring just black. However, I ran out of black ink pad that is just small. So what I brought with me is this archival ink, which I wasn't able to use as well. And then I have a tissue cloth just in case I needed to use for the watercolor. And then lastly, I just have a spray bottle for water. And lastly, my ever trusty 3M Scotch glue stick for all the ephemeras that I will be needing to stick on my journal. There you go, friends. These are the things that I brought with me during our Japan trip. I am quite proud of myself for being a bit minimalist when it comes to packing my journal things. On my next few videos, I'm gonna share with you a flip through of this journal just to show you as well that even if you have very minimal things to bring with you on a trip, journaling is still possible. As a matter of fact, The only thing that I brought with me in my backpack during the time is just this notebook, a glue, one fountain pen, and the pentel. And that's it. And as you can see, even with just one journal and a few pen and the glue, journaling can still be very fun. If you're already a mama or like me having a slight neck pain, back or shoulder pains, I hope this video helps you feel inspired or gives sparks at least. You can still bring the things that makes you happy even when you're on the trip. Just make sure that it's light and you just bring the essentials. Like I set my mind that the purpose of my journaling is to keep the memories and just to have a little bit of creative outlet. So by simply writing whatever is it in my thoughts and by using a pen that makes me happy, that's already a simple creative outlet for me. So I hope this video gives you that inspiration as well. Thank you so much for watching up until the end. I would love to know your travel journal pouch as well, what you bring with you when you go on a trip. Please do leave me a comment or tag me on my Instagram. I would really love to see what you have also. Thank you again for being here and see you again on my next video. Happy journaling, friends. Bye!